Time to do some sketchy shit. Doo-dah, doo-dah. Hope I get away with it. Oh, doo-dah day.
Hi there, I'm Dan Hollifield. Welcome to Last Man Standing. And shall we say, Stupid O'Clock was really interesting tonight. It was not as rowdy or as rambunctious as we sometimes get. But that's all well and good because variety is the spice of life. Sometimes you just want to have discussions that are mildly hilarious rather than full out gut busting laughter or absurd or even shall we go so far as philosophical? I think so. But there we go. Tonight got Joe Bachman with me, and Emily might drop by. Richie might drop by. We've got Mr. R. Sterling Esquire in the audience, and Rob, if you want to come in, I can shoot you a link. I mean, seriously, I don't know your camera and microphone set up for. I know what you do for your own stuff, but I don't know if you got anything that'll be compatible with what we're doing. But be glad to have you. Um, um, Rob runs the Wacky World Lounge, which is if you are into nostalgia about classic sci-fi and fantasy movies, a little bit of horror, uh, lots of memories from the 50s and 60s and whatnot. Wacky World Lounge is a good place to go to visit and enjoy some of his offerings and his reviews and whatnot. Um, I enjoyed it immensely, and that's about the highest recommendation I can give to anybody is I have fun watching his stuff. So
I've been so busy with everything else lately that I haven't had time to even. I haven't. Well, let's see. Last 2 weeks, I think I've caught one of Nick's shows. And normally I'm watching, his every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Well, you've got not only your wood burning, but you've got I the independent creators directory, and you've got uh,
The daytime, well, currently
oh yeah,
nighttime job.
yeah, the day job, night job, walking the streets behind the barricades
Mm-hmm.
with a reflective vest and a hard hat, and going, I didn't pay you to lean on that shovel.
Well, right now I'm saying that since it's all force account work and we're paying them for time and material. Otherwise, if it's not force account work, I don't care if they lean on a shovel. That's their supervisor's issue, not mine. I'm
This is
just there to
true.
inspect.
Really. That shovel's out of spec. You need to sharpen it.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, we had one of the quality control guys from Smith Ready Mix, one of the local concrete providers, come out to the job site this year. And my coworker that I was on this project with, I call him the Rain Man of concrete.
yeah, I can understand why without even knowing.
He picked up on concrete so quickly that most of us, once you've been around it enough, you can watch it come down the chute, and you're like, okay, that's about a 3.5, 4-inch slump. You pick up on that stuff pretty quick. But he'll sit there, he'll walk up, grab a handful of it, kind of roll it around in his hand, and go, it's a little sticky. That air's going to be a little high on this batch. Probably running about a 7.5%. And yield feels about probably about a 0.99. I'll be damned if after you run the numbers, if he ain't within like 0.1 of everything.
Yep. There are people that can do that. I've been doing moisture tests on the fiberglass at work before it goes into the curing oven. I'll walk back there and I'll pull my samples off of the north and the south side. And even before I go put it in the ovens to burn the moisture off to weigh it afterwards, I'll go, oh, this is wet. And there are some days when I walk back there and I go, I can feel this through my rubber gloves. It's wet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I can't do it like he does by touch, because when we're running the yield, we weigh the bucket and everything, and you have to put in all this information from the batch ticket and all this other math and everything that I got lazy and created an app for, and
yeah, I've done that myself.
But well, it started off like yours. It started off as an Excel spreadsheet, then it turned into a Microsoft Power App, and then that's when I decided, you know what, I need to just learn how to code for Android and Apple both, because I don't have enough shit going on in my life, and made them into actual Apple and Android apps. And
I have not gone that far in my addiction yet.
Don't.
If I did, it'd be one of those things where you type in the title and the basic plot of your story, and the app would give you the rest of the damn story, including snappy dialogue.
But I can sit there once I get the bucket weight, I can look at the numbers I entered and look at that bucket weight and go, ew, yeah, this isn't going to pass.
Yeah.
But so we're running the test, or he's running the test rather. I'm just, vibrating it and loading everything into the container for him, and he runs the air.
Very popular with the ladies.
Oh yes, you should see the toy I bring along. Another story about that after this. But he runs the air, And the first time the bucket didn't seal correctly, so it gave a way out of whack reading. So he runs it again, and it comes up, and it's like after correction, it was like 4.7%, and it's got to be between 5% and 8%. And
Ooh,
so it's just barely out of range.
just barely, but still out of range.
Yeah. And the QC guy looks at him and goes, "Well, what'd you say the error was?" He goes, "It's 4.7 after correction." He goes, "Oh, that's close enough, isn't it?" Oh, you do not say that to this inspector when it comes to concrete. I grabbed my tools and took about 5 steps back because I knew his truck was too far away for him to go get his gun to shoot this QC guy. And I did not want to have to explain to my boss why we needed a new vibrator because the current one was being surgically removed.
Yeah. There was a guy that's long since retired from the factory that was the absolute pickiest QC guy, but he was always in the right.
Mhm.
And his supervisors hated him, management hated him because he goes, "This does not meet spec. It's either on hold or I'm going to scrap 12 hours worth."
Mhm.
And they go, "Oh, but can't you just pencil whip it so it passes?" And he goes, "No,
Mm-mm.
I don't pencil whip nothing. This is what the numbers are. This is what the specs are. If the numbers don't meet the specs, it's garbage. Accept it and fix it." And Lord, they hated him for that. They hated him for that. But he was always right. I mean,
Mhm.
if it doesn't meet specs, even at the bare minimum, it's not good.
Yep.
And somebody's going to complain about it sooner or later.
Yeah, they the second time that QC guy came out this season, he didn't come within about 100 feet of my coworker.
Still had the vibrator in his hand. It's got
So
fresh double A's. Don't come near me, boy.
oh no, we got the nice Makita that has the
The
drill
drop cord.
the drill battery in it, No, one of the guys from Superior Construction, he's a general foreman now. His name's Jaime. Great guy. I love working with him, especially because he will do stuff to cut corners and then come and rat himself out. Because normally the stuff he's doing to cut a corner isn't really cutting a corner. It's just he's doing it.
Stating the bare minimum.
No, he's doing it in a way that works. It's just the state is too dumb to go, "Oh yeah, that does work. We'll add that to the spec."
Okay, as long as it
So
meets spec.
yeah, I mean it meets, but it doesn't. It's not part of the spec, but the way he does it, it still produces the same quality. So whenever we do a concrete pour for a bridge deck, he would normally be the one, because back then he was just a labor foreman. He wasn't a general foreman. He'd be the one with the big backpack vibrator that we called a donkey dick. And first time I saw him,
very popular with the ladies. Yes.
First time I saw him with him, like, "Jaime, what? Doesn't your wife get pissed at you for bringing her toys into work?"
But wait, this one's got a turbo setting.
Right. Well, one of the inspectors I worked with back then had who was with the state. He's since passed on. He was a great guy, but he had worked at the state for 20 plus years. Had worked with Jaime since Jaime had basically started with Superior. They know each other. They fuck with each other every chance they get.
As you do. As
Well,
good friends always do, yes.
so we're on this bridge project, and Kenny had to do some concrete work at his house. So him and his brother-in-law had the bright idea, because they didn't want to have to sit there and like try and consolidate it by hand. So they went down to the local sex shop and picked up a bunch of the cheapest toys that they could find.
As you do.
He then brought one into work that next Monday.
Still coated in concrete?
No, he cleaned it off.
Okay. That's better than a lot of people do.
Drilled a little hole through the top. Ran a string through there to tie it off. Put the cap back on. Comes up to me and goes, "Hey, go distract Jaime for a minute." Why?
Don't ask questions.
What?
Just do it. Just do it.
What am I getting roped into here, Kenny? And he explains about the weekend project. He goes, "If you look at the passenger seat, there's one thing in my passenger seat." I'm like, "You're not going to put that in his truck." "Oh, no, I wouldn't put it in his truck. There's a string. I'm going to tie it onto the front license plate."
Oh my God. Back when I was in college, there was a guy that had a rather large stuffed animal strapped into his passenger seat, and strapped to the large stuffed animal was one of those toys.
Mm-hmm.
And he would drive around everywhere and not use the carpool lane, obviously, because it was obviously a stuffed animal and not an extra passenger. But he would just park it at a party in a field somewhere and casually ask random women to go get something out of his car that he had unfortunately forgotten. And they'd walk up and they'd go, "I got to get me one of those," basically. Oh, Lord have mercy. The guy,
Here,
the guy was a prankster, even worse than Joe Dog.
mm-hmm.
If you can imagine, even worse than Joe Dog. But uh, not only did he always get away with it, but he was quite the Lothario, um, despite the fact that the implement in question never left the car and never left the stuffed animal it was strapped to,
Mm-hmm.
if you get my drift. Um, I don't know of anybody with a personality that genial that would have been able to get away with that sort of thing, especially nowadays, because that would be considered some kind of uh, that sort of prank would be getting you reported
Mm-hmm.
for some form of harassment. But you know, this was the '70s. It was a different era. The rules were not yet codified. Um,
So here's the best part to all this. He never noticed it. He
how
drove.
long? How long?
He drove all the way home to Illinois with it, dangling off the front of his truck.
Like a bumper sticker.
Got home, went in, washed up. Him, the wife, and the kids were getting ready to head out for dinner. Wife walked out the door first. Jaime, what the fuck is on the front of your truck? What are you talking about? What the fuck do you have hanging off the front of your truck? He comes walking out, looks at me, and goes, "Goddamn, who to check? I'm gonna kick his ass."
Knew exactly who it was. Yep.
We got out to the job site that on Tuesday. He comes walking straight up to me. He goes, "Did you have anything to do with my truck yesterday?" I'm like, "Well, there's a reason why I was coming over and just asking you random questions about shit that you knew I knew the answer to." He goes, "Oh God, I can't fucking trust you anymore either."
Oh. Yeah, and yes, folks, there is a big difference between playing a prank on somebody and harassing people.
Yes.
This narrowly avoids crossing that line.
Well, you'd think he'd hear it kind of doing a little thump off the bumper every once in a while as he came to a stop.
I'm not going to touch that line, so thump off the bumper. I'm going to remember that. If we did hashtags here, that would be one of them.
Right?
Oh. Industrial language is a thing. I should know because I speak it fluently. With a southern dialect, but still fluently, and believe it would be understood with people that worked in other industries far distant from where I work. It's more than just punctuation, although that's all we mean it as.
Oh. Yeah, now you're trying to get the image out of your head of that thing dangling as he's driving down the interstate doing 75.
No, I'm trying to combine that with the guy that had it strapped to a plush toy in his front seat. I'm going, if those two guys ever met, there'd be a conversation I'd love to be a fly on the wall to overhear.
Yep.
To give a whole new meaning to truck stop chili. Yes. Hot stuff going down. Oh dear.
Lord.
Oh dear. Yeah, yep. And this is probably why Emily hasn't joined us yet. Oh Lord, if she was here, we wouldn't be able to get away with that because we both would be too embarrassed. Although we would perpetrate exactly these statements in front of Aunt Donna or Dawn because we know that they are inured to such juvenile humor.
Oh yeah, those were the good old days on the job site.
Yeah. There are bits and pieces that I'm going to miss when I retire from the factory, and I don't have that long left. I really don't. I've got like 25 working days left this year, and then 2 days next year, and that's it. 46 and a half years down the freaking tubes. Oh Lord. I started my working life back when I was in college, and I was working a side job to help supplement my college money, but I still ran out in the third year. And then I went to the factory, and I go, okay, I'm only going to be here long enough to make enough money to go back to school and get my degree. 46 years later, I still haven't made enough money to go back to college. I've made enough money to support several families and buy several cars and have an entire garage band and raise lots of stepchildren.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I wouldn't change a damn thing. Actually, I didn't need the degree. I was not cognizant of what my true talents were until after I'd had a chance for the factory to finance exploration of those talents. So at that time, I thought, I was only good for drawing blueprints and maybe a couple of paintings and whatnot. But now I know I am capable of so much more,
Mm-hmm.
and I have been exploring those gifts below these many years, and apparently I'm pretty good at most of everything that I do. Um, well, maybe not bricklaying, but other stuff. Carpentry, yeah. Uh, Plumbing, I've had to learn that since I bought a house. Electrical, I'm gonna hire somebody. Uh, but when it comes to composing music, doing paintings, writing stories, I'm fairly competent. And I mean, I'm not gonna say that I don't need an editor on any of it, but because everybody needs an editor, everybody needs a proofreader, because when you're involved in writing something, you're so close to it, you don't realize when you've telegraphed something, and when you reread it, your brain goes, "I know what I meant to say," and
Mm-hmm.
fills in the gaps, even though the actual words do not fill in the gaps. That's why I think everybody needs an editor. Um, Somebody that's not that close that can go, "Oh, you skipped a couple of logical points here. Would you like to connect the dots?" And those are the good people that can tell you you didn't say exactly what you thought you said.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and here's Richie. Howdy, howdy.
I've been fighting with the desk for the past about 4 hours or so.
You've been fighting with what?
A desk.
Did it win?
No.
Not yet. He's still here.
In fact, Brittany ended up taking a chunk out of it,
Oops.
trying to put a bolt through somewhere where a bolt's not supposed to go through.
Oops.
But hey, they were helping. They were doing something I couldn't, which is get under the desk and put the bolt up from the bottom. So
Yeah, I've never been good at getting under the desk myself. That's why I never got promoted.
I was under their desk all the time as IT manager and never got promoted.
yay, my new desk has arrived and it's been assembled. And apparently, Misty's chair is exactly the same as yours and mine, Joe. It even has the logo.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
It's just the picture on Amazon didn't.
Ah.
And can you guys hear me okay? I didn't even check to see if things are going through the right
Yeah,
mics.
yeah. Everything sounds good. It's a
Yeah.
little it's just a hair tinny, but I don't think you can do anything about that on StreamYard. I mean, you're perfectly audible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Superman.
Apparently the audio was going through his headset. Now you're muted.
How about now?
Oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's better. That's better. I mean,
that my normal microphone is plugged in to. The button was turned off for that USB port.
a little bit more volume. Just a hair. Just a hair.
How's that?
Okay, that's better. That's
Mhm.
better.
All right. Oh, so yes, it's a smidge smaller than I was expecting, but I'm okay with that.
That's what she said.
Except for she's okay with that.
She
Ah.
says she's
It's-
okay with that.
Sometimes beggars can't be choosers, though.
You get what you pay for, honey.
You're gonna have to go back if you haven't been watching in the background. You're gonna have to go back and watch about the first 20 minutes of this show.
Oh God, what happened?
Just some good stories being shared.
Just me and Joe talking. It's all right. Nothing special.
Do the creepy look that I do to Talker just.
Oh, keep up.
StreamYard has a Black Friday sale on. I don't know for how long, so we could get the next step up for just a hair cheaper.
Ooh.
I'm on Joe Dog's account. You try and tell him how he can spend extra money.
Well, no, it's Bachman and I were going to split an account for his Burning His Love, my life lessons with Uncle Dick, and then share that also out with Talkard, so that Talkard again is being sponsored.
That sounds like an excellent idea. Anything to help Nick, I'm all for.
Yeah, Nick is good people.
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
he is. Yes, he is.
In fact, I just half-assed my setup here so that I could hop in the show. Oh.
I'm
It'll be
thinking
all right.
it might have ended because it's not showing up for me.
Let me see.
And while they explore the possibilities of spending extra money to do wonderful things for good people, I will just babble on endlessly for no particular reason with no particular subject, which is pretty much what I'm good at, except when I've got the word processor in front of me. I've only had 3 beers. What is this? Okay, yeah, I've only had 3 beers and 3 rums.
Yeah, on mine, professional is showing $35.67 a month currently, and then it's normally supposed to be $39 a month.
That might be because you don't already have a plan.
All right. One would think that they would offer that type of a deal to people that are currently going too. Bastards.
Richie has a plan. We'll gloss over the incongruity there.
Yeah, because that'd give us 4 admins then.
Yeah. Well, even at the $39 a month, that's not a horrible price either.
Yeah.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I actually should look into that. I would like for Joe Dog to have the next step up planned from what he's got, but
well, he's got you, John, and him as admins, right?
Well, yeah.
Or do you guys share a?
We log in with Joe's account.
Okay.
Yeah, We discovered that before they made admins. And evidently, admins add a little extra cost, and Joe Dog is a notoriously cheap bugger. All right. I actually finance like 2/3 of Stupid O'Clock and Last Man Standing on Joe Dog's account. It's not something I really like anybody to know. I shouldn't have said anything now, but only Carl's going to watch us tomorrow. So, and Rob Sterling's watching us now, but no, Joe Dog was going, I can't afford this. I can't afford this, and I'm going, you can't afford that. You can't afford that. Here you go. Yeah, that's the way that's the way it goes, Rob. That's exactly the way it goes. And really, I mean, we have like less than 15 regular viewers, and that's over a 6-month period. It's not like they're all going to stream it tomorrow or be live right now. I don't know how many people we got right now.
Should be the top left corner right next to your live timer.
1. And that's probably Richie. Or me. I don't know.
It'd be Rob.
It'd be Rob. Okay, yeah, it'd be Rob. Okay. No big deal. It's not like we do this to get monetized. We do this to have a good time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Dawn was and now Zach's here.
Oh, really?
He's in the comments.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry, not in the backstage. I can't see anything backstage, but
I can, and I'm going, where? I didn't hear the ping. Hey, Zach. You're more than welcome, dude. I mean, you got the link.
Yeah, Dawn was talking about possibly starting to do a show, and which is why she wanted to kind of learn StreamYard, so with the plan I was on, I ended up taking Richie off and adding her in so that she could kind of play around with it.
Well, yeah, StreamYard's not that hard to learn how to use.
It's not.
It gets finicky every once in a while. There we go. We got a Zach. Yay!
Hello.
This will be fun. My desk comes with LEDs and a remote.
Ooh.
I thought you ripped Tony Stark's heart out at first when you held that up.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was holding too.
Damn you, Stark!
Don't make me spill my rum.
Oh, don't try and take a sip when we're talking.
I wasn't trying to take a sip. I was just trying to hold it up. I laugh with my whole body. What? It's heritage, genetics. Higher.
Hellfire and damnation.
No, it's not that far yet. It's just rum. Tomorrow morning, if my wife's car doesn't start on her way to church, there'll be some hellfire and damnation going on. I'm going, do I have another pillow to pull over my head? No.
I just realized we have a different view of Richie's home office there.
Yeah, it threw me when I joined.
I used to be looking out the window this way, which is actually where all my work stuff is going to go. And then my home stuff is going to go over here. So you get to see a good view of the first 3 shelves that I put up last week.
All right.
Nice.
And then
There's
over
a-
here is the 4th shelf that I put up, and then I'm going to buy another one that I'm going to split in 2 and just not build up as high for the closet to get the closet situated. But it might fool someone that an actual adult
Oh.
uses this room and not me.
I need to do something just for Rob Sterling. He was somewhat slightly interested in my paperback book collection, and I need to change the background. If someone has not deleted it, John, there we go. So yeah, that Rob, that is my hallway. Just a little bit of my hallway.
Rich looks like he's putting together a green screen. That looks like the same one I have.
He got toys on Black Friday.
Oh, is that the
No,
mount on the chair kit?
no.
Yeah, never do the mount on the chair kits. Those suck.
They do. They do.
Unless you're like right up here on your camera, they suck.
Well, I mean, unless you go for the 6 foot wide behind your chair, but those are costly. Thank you, Rob. That's okay. That is the alphabetical by collection. About 10,000, 11,000 paperbacks on that shelf. I've got so many books that I have shelves in 5 different rooms of the house, and that doesn't include VHS, DVDs, and I don't have a Blu-ray player, so I don't have any Blu-rays. But
Oh, he got a fancier one than I did. Got 2 stands.
that actually looks like one of those Japanese 3-string guitars. And I don't remember what the name of those are.
Yeah, I never put this up this way. I need to remove one of the things behind me.
Oh, okay. Here we go. We got a fan question. What is the rarest book in your collections?
Yeah.
I know right now that Richie's going to win. What is the rarest book in your collection? I have a advanced reader's copy, an ARC of a fantasy novel by actually a very prominent fantasy writer right now that was recommended to me by the fellow that did an album of music inspired by this series of books. And no, I'm not going to name names because, I'm not name dropping here. And the copy I've got is basically hand-bound paperback, and not paperback like in a published paperback. This is like somebody printed this out, clipped a cover to it, and got staples to bind it together. Yeah, that's about the rarest thing I've got, and it's a damn good book, but they don't need me showing off that copy now because there are actual physical copies of the actual book out there in the actual real world. And how many times can I say actual without sounding like an asshole? Um, I think I read quite limited too, but
About 10 more times, actually.
oh, okay. Okay,
Well,
so
actually,
we're going on the Beatles timeline here. Okay. Um, now, I used to be sent review copies of Terry Pratchett's Discworld novels and Jasper Ford's Thursday Next novels, although it was from their publishers, so I couldn't get them to autograph them. I wish they would send me autographs, but no. Um, the only way I'm going to get Terry Pratchett's novel autographed now is with the Ouija board, and ain't one of those going in my house. Not no way, not no how.
I could do a nice wood-burned QWERTY version, you know. I just wanted to say that so I could feel Nick shudder. He has no idea why he just shuddered.
Oh, and you can even do it in a gradient. Yes, I'm casually evil. I don't really care about taking over the world. I just love the sense of humor and the girls in leather.
Off topic for just a split second. Did you see the picture of the tree I posted earlier today on Facebook?
I was just thinking about that. See, gradients are in nature.
Nick's reply.
I haven't seen it, and I can just imagine it now.
Nick's reply to that was so is arsenic.
Hey, he would know. He's a historian.
But back on topic, I do not have a rare book in my collection unless you count some of the many, iOS coding tutorial books that I've bought. The rarest book I guess I would have would be The Simple Sword by Nick Tockert. My wife is the book collector, so.
The rarest in my collection would be a advanced copy, super advanced, and it's not even an ARC, of There Once Was a Disposable Man by Mr. Dan L. Hollifield.
That's why I knew you'd win. Because that's the only copy in existence that I don't own.
And then I do have scanned versions of several older books like Werewolf and Legend and Lore by Montague Summers and the Werewolf book by Sabine Baring-Gould and stuff like that. But that's where a lot of my research lie. Not only do I like to write about werewolves with doing fiction stuff, I'm also working on collecting stuff from various werewolf legends and things like that into a series of my own. So
and Zach, you just collect rockets to the
I
top
don't read.
off, don't you?
I don't. Maybe a textbook that hasn't been opened from school. No, my grandfather's got probably 7 or 8 bookshelves up in our guest room of stuff that he's read through. But he can also read through a book this thick in about 3 hours.
Yeah, that's why Dune is my favorite short story.
Yeah, it makes Christmas really hard because you'll buy him something for Christmas Eve and he will tell you that he finished it at Christmas Day dinner, and you're like, oh, okay, well, glad
you weren't even supposed to unwrap it yet. Well, I read it through the package.
Well, we do Christmas on Christmas Eve because we're Icelandic.
Yes. That is a fine family tradition. It's not part of my family traditions, but
I
have.
like the idea of doing it more on Christmas Day. I like the idea
Well,
of like
it's
some
a
people do like
it's a
one
very
gift.
Viking thing to do.
Yeah.
To in the Yule season is to give books or manuscripts. Notwithstanding how many monasteries you had to burn down to get that manuscript, but
We don't talk about that part.
in the dark of the season where daylight is short or non-existent, you give books so that you can read while you can't go out and fish and hunt and whatever.
Well, I was always told as a kid that we open stuff Christmas Eve, so that Christmas Day when everyone's off, you can actually enjoy your gifts with the whole family. That everyone was home, so if you had to build something, it could get built and used. Where if you open them Christmas Day night, most people are going back to work the next day. So that
Well,
it might not get
yeah,
used.
yeah,
That might have been what
out
we were told as kids
sometimes.
to make us shut up, but it worked. Also, Christmas
Uh,
Eve is a small, like not finger foods, but like fingers, like small triangle sandwiches, meatballs, wings, croissants, things like that. Where the big Christmas dinner is Christmas Day, which is the
yeah,
turkey and everything.
yeah. For my family, Christmas dinner is about the same as Thanksgiving, really, in its complexity and family reunion aspect.
Ours used to be.
Yeah, well,
Now our
there's
family
not
forgets we all exist. So
there's not that many generations of my family left anymore, and they're spread all over the world. And you know, even my stepkids are spread all over the world.
yeah.
Um, it was really odd. Um, what was it? Friday this week we went grocery shopping and ran into my second grandson who lives in Florida, and we're in Athens, Georgia. So I'm going, oh, wow. And he goes, yeah, I'm up here visiting your mom, who's like 6 miles away from us. So I'm going, wow. This is so special, actually. Um, Joe, why are you here twice?
Because the first Joe is frozen.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
managed to
So
crash.
Joe, meet Joe. And Joe.
Thought he was just being very pensive.
Well, I hope you don't mind if I turn the other guy's microphone off. You still live? Okay.
I'm live. I'm here.
You're not using Chrome, are you?
No. I'm going to try and do this without pissing off the computer this time. There we go.
Oddly enough, I am using Chrome.
Oh, you don't want to clone me.
That's
As
too
much as
sweet.
I would appreciate a clone at some days, you don't want to clone me.
Two
Think
sweet
I'm a
drizzles
clone
in the
now.
world. I don't
Close
think
to me, just
Donna and
hanging
Dawn could stand.
around.
Yeah.
I don't think they can handle the concept, much less the reality. Ah, oh Lord. Ah, it's too bad both of them are crashed right now. We'd be getting some hellacious straight lines and giggles and squeeze. Ah.
You got me thinking about books.
No books?
No, you got me thinking about books. I'm trying to think if like we've ever talked about the stuff that we have. Because I know we've got some stuff from my great grandmother's house. I know she had some stuff. We've probably got like a really old Bible or something. But
I'm hoping that my mom has not gotten rid of her copies of Milton's Paradise Lost and Paradise Regained. because I read those when I was preschool. And yes, Milton is kind of dull, but the concepts are nice. Um, it's just his writing is rather plodding. He doesn't get to the point quickly enough. Oh,
My
and I do
grandfather
have.
most go for it.
Go ahead.
My grandfather mostly reads stuff that's based off of history to some point, I find, or like tries to take you into the mindset of people at different points in history of like their experiences or stuff, even if it is fictional. Then
Now, as far as fiction goes, I do have a copy of the final, the 33rd book in the Tom Swift Jr. series, which is damned expensive to locate nowadays. And now, Tom Swift Jr. is one of those things where um, boy genius inventor stuff that was really popular in the 1800s was translated to the 1940s and then carried over into the 50s and 60s. There were 33 books in the series. The 33rd book sucks out the wazoo. And
that's why you have a copy of it.
that's why I had to pay more for that one book than I had to pay for the other 32 combined.
I forgot
My
about
dad,
the other red book that I own.
my dad and I used to. Oh, Life Ungura.
Yep.
Yes, indeed.
Actually, I have that also.
I do too. We support that, and oddly enough, when the animation is far enough along, I will be writing the soundtrack for that. And I am so grateful for that opportunity. Um, I don't, I, without being disingenuous, I am saying I don't know why that Mike Jimmy thinks my music is good enough for it, but I'm very grateful that he does.
Because you wrote
And
some good shit, man.
I
well,
mean,
I
the
know
music that you have for that he has for the trailer of it that you did is amazing.
well, I did the best I could, but I'm continually amazed that people enjoy it. Not only that, but everything else I've done. And Joe, you regularly play all kinds of stuff that I've written
Hmm.
while you're doing the Burning is Love, and I'm just going. I'll be sitting there watching you draw with the wood burner, and I'll be listening, and I'll be going. I did that. I did that. I'm still amazed at how good it sounds to me. Uh, I'm not trying to be. This is no false modesty here. Um, I work really hard on this stuff, and I know it's good. And then I hear somebody else playing it, and I go, "Oh wow! If that wasn't me, I'd be buying a copy."
Hmm.
Um,
The only feature I wish StreamYard would add in is to have it go from track to track to track.
a playlist, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they haven't done that yet. Although you can upload multiple tracks, you can't tell it to go. Okay, start here, keep going
Mm,
until it's time to recycle,
yeah.
and then stop. StreamYard, you're listening.
Fix it on Chrome first, then add that feature. Took me an hour and a half to log back into everything, and I'm still sure I'm logged out of stuff. Did remember every password though, so I'll take that as a win.
Good.
And no, I don't use one password for everything.
I've got an entire
1, 2, 3,
file.
4, 5. Same password that's on my luggage.
I don't think I've ever used my luggage's log.
I don't know if you're old enough to get that joke, Zach.
Nope.
I don't know
It's
that
a
I
line from a
am.
movie. It's a line from a movie. It's Megamaid, sir. She's gone from suck to blow.
It's a Mel Brooks movie, okay?
May the Schwartz be with you.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Mog. I'm half man and half dog. I'm my own best friend.
Doug?
How many assholes do we have on this ship?
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Oh, Lord. We could quote Mel Brooks lines all night
Mm-hmm.
and
I
still
almost
not
got
even
shot
get the
once because I
young
was quoting that
Frankenstein.
movie line for line with the movie.
Oh, my first wife beat the crap out of me one night because I was able to guess the next oncoming line to, which one was it? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. And it was so obvious.
Please tell me you've seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Zach.
Oh, love it.
Okay.
Yes.
The original, the actual movie, not the TV series.
The 86 film.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, love it.
Okay.
There's a TV series?
It wasn't well received by anybody.
We don't talk about the TV series, just like we don't talk about Windows Vista.
and the other version of Ferris Bueller's Day Off done as a TV series, Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Yes, I saw that.
That was a very thin pastiche. Not even a pastiche.
That was.
That's just filing off the serial numbers.
Exactly. That was exactly what I was going to say. That was a pure ripoff right there.
Sure, the Pontiac Firebird looks just like the Chevy Camaro. They're both owned by GM.
Uh-huh.
Weren't they doing a sequel to it recently?
I don't think anybody's done a sequel to the Pontiac. No.
No, the Ferris Bueller.
It doesn't matter. That ship has sailed.
Yes, Sam and Victor's Day Off is at Paramount. This was August 2022, so let's find out.
Let's hope it's in development hell. Please, God, let it be in development hell.
Well, there's absolutely not a single article since August 2022 about it. It's focusing on two people on the same day as Ferris's.
Why?
Oh, Lord.
Why? That ship sailed in the 70s, and we got the movie in the 80s.
The characters are the two that were working as a valet at Cameron Father's Red for the place with the Ferrari in the 86 film. The characters went unnamed in the original film and were portrayed later. Yeah, so this sequel is going to follow them.
More of a spinoff, really.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well, not going to get my money. Oh. Here we go. Let's talk about something original. Has anybody seen tonight's Doctor Who special number 1?
Yes.
No, it popped up on my thing. I'm watching it after this.
I watched it at my son's while they were playing board games and everything just after we did our Thanksgiving over at my son's place today.
Zach, how familiar are you with recent Doctor Who?
I haven't watched Doctor Who in probably like 2 years, 3 years. I haven't seen any
Okay.
Doctor Who with the lady.
She's good. She's good. The script suck, but she's good.
I think I saw her premiere episode, like when it
Yeah.
came back with her, but I haven't seen it, and then I haven't seen anything with Tennant back. Has that happened yet? Or yes,
That's
That was the first
tonight.
one of those.
Yeah,
That's-
Tennant being
That
back.
was tonight.
His first full episode back is tonight.
okay.
Yeah.
So
The
there's
There was a
season
children
with
in
him,
need
right?
thing that
Or is
was
it
like
only a
last
few?
week. 3.
So it's only 3 episodes with him back.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
And then we go to the next guy.
Okay. I'm happy it's coming to Disney Plus because obviously, like, I've enjoyed it, but I also, the 2 times I've gone into Doctor Who, I've watched so much Doctor Who that, like, I got tired of it. But I also, as I've said before to you, Dan, it's like I can see things coming.
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
before.
Writer logic. Yes.
Mm.
Makes it a little harder to watch.
Yeah, a couple months ago, I mainlined all
especially
Cody
the
Whittaker
early
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
So I have some good news.
Yes.
I looked up Sam and Victor's Day Off on IMDb and is still in development. They have no cast listed, no nothing.
Oh, fantastic.
Thank God.
Don't worry, it'll show up on Disney Plus in a couple of years.
I'd hold out more hope for a sequel to, what was it? The Wraith with one of the Sheen boys.
Charlie.
Yeah. I'd rather see that than this thing. Further Adventures of the Car That Kills People. Yes. Thank you, Roger Zelazny, for writing the original Car That Kills People and inspiring Dennis Weaver in the movie. Oh crap! What was the name of that? Duel. About the truck driver that was stalking the guy in the car, and Christine and a couple of other things in the same vein. They owe a great debt to Roger Zelazny, although most of them is unacknowledged.
Okay, I was just looking it up because I don't remember the names well enough. I believe I saw some of Christopher Eccleston's Doctor, and then
Yeah,
I saw
that was 2005.
yeah, and then I saw all of Tennant's Smith's, and I think I saw the first bit of Peter Capaldi's, and I haven't seen it since. I didn't realize Jodie had done it for so many years. I mean, the pandemic obviously was in there, but
yeah, she put in 3 years, just like the usual average.
Yeah.
But
why was there a big break from 89 to 96 to 05? Was there a reasoning?
So 96 would have been the movie.
So they got canceled.
Yep. The main controller of the BBC hated science fiction and Doctor Who in particular, and go, "Oh, I can kill this. I'm going to kill this."
Okay.
So he did. And then 96, we got the
Paul McGann and Eric Roberts movie.
yes, and I love that. I absolutely love it. I mean,
I
seriously,
love parts of it. The parts of it is just, it's like, this is bad. But at least it was some Doctor Who. But it was very Americanized Doctor Who.
yes, that is the usual complaint, and you are not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But it was meant to be a pilot for an Americanized Doctor Who series, which,
Thank God that
despite
didn't
Paul
happen.
McGann being in it as the Doctor, because he is fantastic, it did not take off. It got 8 million viewers in the US and 8 million more in the UK,
Ooh.
and it needed about twice that in both countries before it would have actually been greenlit to become a series.
Mhm.
So it didn't get greenlit, although McGann has done amazing stuff in audiobooks. Um, and those are, a lot of them are on Big Finish, and some of them are even further than that. I heard a ping. Emily!
Richard Grant has some audiobook versions and audio versions of the Doctor as well.
And animated as well,
Mhm.
too.
But
And they're good.
Doctor Who is like pizza and sex. Even when it's bad, it's still
It's
pretty
still good. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't know.
I always described it, classic Who, to my friends as masterpiece theater acting on a Dark Shadows budget.
If I
Yeah.
haven't
They
watched
knew,
it, should I
they
go
knew
back?
exactly what I meant. Now, with Christopher Eccleston and the 2005 revival, they had a much larger budget and were much more dramatic and I won't say well written. Every season has stinkers, but consistently decently written all
Mhm.
the way through till tonight. Uh,
more ambitiously written.
Ambitiously. That's a good word. That's a good word. Yes.
You know, the quote unquote new Who, the 2005 through current, has been a lot more ambitious storylines. Sometimes they pay off, sometimes not so much.
Come on, work adjectives.
Well, even in the classic stuff, there was things that were very ambitious that did not pay off. There were things that were phoning it in, and we knew it when we were watching it. And there are things where you go, if it weren't for the actors in this, I wouldn't keep watching it because they're great, but
The
oh my
storylines are.
god, oh my god, the rubber monsters, the cardboard sets, no.
So
The
would you go
scripts
back
that
and
were
watch
written by
classic?
12-year-olds.
Would you go back and watch Classic Who if you've never watched it?
I watch Classic Who all the time. Yeah.
I like
I was watching Classic Who
Classic Who
yesterday and today.
Christmas specials because we always do that during Christmas as we watch Doctor Who's Christmas specials. So we'll go back to the old ones and start from even like the first Doctor and go through.
So yes.
Yes, exactly. Even if you go all the way back to the black and white era,
Black and white is what I was
there
talking
are
about.
good stuff there.
Mhm.
Really good. I mean, if you made the same thing today with the same script, it would still be better than 99% of the stuff Hollywood puts out as blockbusters.
Yeah, and they're remaking everything, so who knows?
Well, they're trying to recover things that were lost when the BBC decided to save money and tape over some of the videotapes and stuff that got shipped out to foreign markets, and then the home market tapes got taped over. So they're still trying to find stuff. The list of lost episodes is getting smaller and smaller all the time, but it's a very slow process.
Mhm.
And there are some of the stuff that they think, oh, we're never going to find this, that they will do animations for. And they do them very well most of the time.
Mhm.
Most of the time
Yes.
is the key word there.
It just depends on which group of animators is chosen to recreate the lost episodes.
True.
That's incredible. I had never heard that. That's just so incredible to me that they delete. I googled it. How much they deleted? It's not 1 or 2 episodes. It's
No.
97.
Yeah.
Oh, they
97,
deleted
yeah.
seasons before.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
How?
Because they thought nobody'd ever be interested in watching a science fiction show again. It's like if somebody at
I guess it was at that time.
CBS,
If you didn't watch it live, you didn't watch it.
Pretty
it's
much.
like if somebody at CBS decided, oh yeah, nobody's ever going to watch this Star Trek thing again. We'll just use this videotape for the Big Valley or whatever, or
Hey, I like the Big Valley.
I did too. Very excellent actors there, and I'm not even all that much a Western fan. Or Lost in Space. If the first 2.5 seasons of Lost in Space got taped over, and all you were left with was the Great Vegetable Rebellion, or the Space Viking episode that I can't remember the name of. And that's all. And you couldn't understand why people were fans of this show when all you had was some of the cheesiest crap you've ever seen before.
Mm. That's what you call a cult following.
Yes.
And that's what a lot of these companies don't understand is these shows will get a cult following, especially like Doctor Who when they came back out in 2005. There was a lot of people that wanted to watch the older Who. You know, I sat down and watched the Doctor Who movie. You know, and then I was really happy when they did the short episode Night of the Doctor.
Night of the Doctor, where McGann got a second episode.
Yes.
Yes.
Now
there is talk that they are going to do a spin-off series with McGann as the Doctor in his proper time frame in between McCoy and Eccleston.
Okay.
Now, whether or not this ever happens, I do not know. I would love
I've
to
heard the
see it.
same thing though.
They started developing a Doctor Who cartoon in, I want to say, the 80s or 90s.
Yeah. There have been several animated things that were
They
done
screwed that
independent
up
of the show.
so bad it's not even funny.
Yeah, there was one. There was one with David Tennant. There was one with the guy that was a great intelligence in the live episode.
Richard Grant.
Richard E. Grant. Yes, thank you. That was excellently done. There were several that were done kind of lightheartedly. There were several that were done as faithful adaptations of missing episodes and mixed into the live action of those shows. So you'd have live action episode 1, animated episode 2, animated episode 3, live action episode 4, and that sort of thing. There have been recreations of things that were totally lost except for still photographs. Some of them were fan animated. Some of them were fan acted. Just they knew the storyline. They knew how to build the sets from still photographs. And they just followed it very faithfully through as if it were the real thing. And they were Xeroxing it with the color balance off, basically. It wasn't exactly the same as the original, but it was as close as they could get it. And it's still amazing. If you had if you had never had the opportunity to see the one that vanished, then this was a really, really decent substitute.
Facsimile.
Yeah, facsimile, yes. Uh, well, fan edit, basically. Um, there are better words for it, but I can't think of them right now. I get so enthused when I talk about Doctor Who. I'm sorry.
Thoughts or
It,
feelings on Torchwood? Because I remember watching at least a season or two of that.
Torchwood was a little bit more adult
Hmm.
than I wanted to go as a Doctor Who fan. I mean, on its own, excellent. As a Doctor Who tie-in, I
Wasn't
could,
fond of the first couple of episodes. After that, it grew on me.
yeah, um,
But it's hard not to love Captain Jack.
Hmm.
yes, but I could have done without all the sex.
Yeah.
Seriously,
So
In
did Misty.
2005, it's what sold.
yeah.
Still
Well,
sells.
I mean, it was good stories. It's just I'm going. Well, y'all quit fucking and get on with the damn story.
Well, look at Game of Thrones. The whole first
I was
season
gonna
is
say
like
that's
R
Game of
rated.
Thrones.
I never watched that because
Same.
All right. I am fading fast. I've had a long day. I did just want to pop in here for a little bit. So love you guys. Have a great, wonderful rest of your night. And I'll see you guys, if not Thursday, sometime before, hopefully.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds
Hopefully.
good.
Have a good one,
Have a good one, Rich.
and thank you for being here.
No problem. Take it light.
Another show that had a cult following, Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Watch
I
that.
understand
so many
that
shows
they
I
are
have
going
on.
to continue that. When at first they were going to remake it, but now they're going, no, we're just going to continue from where we left off. Um, may not be exactly the same characters. It may go in different directions or whatnot, but it's not going to be. We're going to start from scratch all over again.
Mm.
I kind of like that attitude. I really do.
Yeah, it's gonna be on Disney.
Okay, that leaves out all the titties.
Well, there's a fair amount now on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
That-
Disney Plus has Homer
There's
has the Simpsons and everything too. So
Yeah, because they have the whole Star. Well, at least in Canada, they call it Star, which is basically anything that's like PG-13 or up is on that side.
yeah. Well, I shouldn't have said that the way I did, but and actually there wasn't any nudity on Farscape. It was just kind of suggestive, and not in a bad way either. It was at most PG-13. Would you agree?
Yeah. Well, I mean, are you talking Farscape or Firefly?
I was gonna say they're different, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I meant Farscape.
'Cause
Firefly
is
ain't never.
Disney.
Firefly ain't never coming back.
Yeah.
No, that's what's coming back on Disney. July 16th this year. Disney's working on it apparently.
Hold on.
Farscape or Firefly?
Firefly.
There's gonna be some backlash over that one. Not only are not all the people still alive, but
And
not
Farscape
all of
was
them
only
want.
supposed to have one more season.
Yeah, not all of them even want to work together again. Excuse me.
Because which of the two had the movie came out? Serenity or something. Is
That would be Firefly.
That's
was
Firefly.
Yeah, I watched that at church camp. That was weird.
That's one hell of a church camp you got there.
I was gonna say I've never been to a church camp like that.
Yeah, really. And
Well,
was
it's
it
really funny when the general
was it a
manager
double
stands.
feature with a Fellini movie or something?
No, it's funny when the general manager stands in front of the TV for scenes.
Oh,
They literally
yeah.
had a bookshelf of movies, and the wife had watched every single one and gone through it and color coded them, and had written on the back, like if there was like a multi-minute part that needed to be like skipped. So on staff on weekends were allowed to go, and depending how good the staff were, you either got to pick from the green or the green and the yellow. The red you weren't allowed to touch.
Now we know where Caligula was. I'm sure that was one of her favorites. Oh.
I'm not seeing anything about a Farscape revival.
Farscape was a good show.
Yeah, and yes, I have seen stuff about a Farscape continuation.
I'd be for it.
Yeah, it was a mix of aliens with people with heavy makeup, Muppets, people without heavy makeup, and a lot of imaginative concepts, like the ship was actually a living being.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I found something literally
That
2 days ago.
was one of the better concepts that they introduced in that the ship was alive.
Yeah. In
And a person.
in 2020, this person saying in 2020 was the last time there was sort of any update, and Justin Mojo had written a pilot script for the continuation where Crichton's son would be living on Earth 17 years after the end of the original series. And then they would go into that. And that it would pick up in multiple aspects, introducing an entirely new cast, but with some of the original.
Yeah, but after this length of time, that's about the only thing you can do. I mean, some of the actors are gone. Some of them no longer want to do anything with those characters, and some of them would go, sign me on. You know, it just depends.
Well, I think there's also I'd be interested to see the response now with so many series doing these like 6-episode runs or 10-episode runs. It's not
mini series, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, now Disney doesn't even call it that. Like Loki was only 6 or 8 episodes each season, and that was it. They only got 2 seasons. It was done. I think it was 12 episodes total over like 3 years. And I think there might be some stories like Farscape or something that could be picked up to at least finish it, since it was supposed to have one more season to finish the story. That, maybe they don't have to do a whole bunch of more on top of that. If it works and they can, do it. But
it's odd. It's odd to think that the entire 26 episode season is no longer the norm, and it doesn't have to be. And you can do an entire story in 6 or 8 episodes, or 3 or 4, depending on what you want to do.
I like it, but I don't, because I feel like a lot of companies are cheaping out for it.
Yeah, but it depends on what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I was excited to see there was going to be another season of oh, don't do this to me, brain. Fading out aphasia is a terrible thing to happen, especially at my young age. Wednesday from the Addams Family. The first season, I absolutely adored it. Kept me right on the edge of my seat, going, I'm just about to figure this out. Oh, I was wrong. Now I've got it. No, I don't. Those are the kind of shows that I really enjoy the most. The things that I do not see the actual ending, the actual plot telegraphed.
Yeah.
The ones that keep me going, oh, I've got to watch the next one so I can see what's going on.
And
This
they
is-
kept
this
throwing
is it.
twists with like
Yes.
Gomez and Morticia, and like going back to Morticia's past with the principal and all of that shit.
Yeah.
It was really
Yeah.
good.
I just don't love that
I
they're doing
loved
2
it.
to
I
3 year
loved it.
breaks in between these things. And,
Yes.
like, I get you need time to write the scripts and the stories, and you want to, especially with streaming now, they want to see how it does before they put the effort in. But like, I'm watching the morning show on Apple TV Plus, and I think we've just finished season 3. Well, season 1 came out like the first year I worked at the fruit stand, and it's been like 7 years. And it's like, why is it taking so long? Like, why are there 2.5 years between every season?
Yeah.
You have the set.
I was very I was very heavily invested in Umbrella Academy first 2 seasons.
They say a lot
I-
of that is like Doctor Who. Do you see any similarities? I didn't watch Umbrella Academy.
I didn't start it.
I saw a couple of similarities, but it's more I would say the thing that it was more akin to was Doom Patrol and Teen Titans.
Okay.
But it had its own separate universe. So by the time the 3rd season of Umbrella Academy became unavailable, I just lost the spark. You know, it wasn't soon enough for me to keep the flow going. I'd have
And
to
now there's
binge
one more
watch.
coming.
Yeah. So, and there are a lot of things like that now. If you take a 3-year break, 2.5-year break in between seasons, series, however you want to put it, your audience is going to move on to other things,
Yeah.
and they're going to be invested in those other things. And while they may look back fondly on what they did watch, they're not as likely to pick it back up again, which I think is a shame because there are so many things out there that are just absolutely amazing, but there's too long of a wait in between the last of what you saw and the first of the brand new.
I think Apple's done it well, kind of trying to do a balance of the two with For All Mankind. If you've watched that series, they're averaging about 14 to 15 months in between the seasons, but that time break in the storyline is a jump of about 10 to 15 years. So the first like 6 minutes of the first episode of each season, and then they release them as separate extras, are all these little news clips that they've gone and filmed that fill you in on everything that's happened in those 15 years. So you understand where the world is. And they've also mixed a half of fake story, which they've built, but then, they're like, well, why don't we just throw Bill Clinton in there? Obama. So like they're throwing random parts of real world into it to make it almost just feel like a slightly alternate timeline to our own, which is what it's
That sounds
supposed
like
to
Rick and Morty.
It's a lot. Long story short, there's like 8 countries on Mars now, and we're all friends. And it's like, this is not going to happen.
Yeah, just don't drink the water.
In Mars or Michigan? What are you talking about now?
Doctor Who reference. Waters of Mars. Just don't drink the water. As a matter of fact, don't even let it splash on your skin. That was a scary one. Waters of Mars was a really scary one. I've watched that twice, and I never want to watch it again. Not because it's bad, but because it is so good it terrifies me.
I'm not gonna lie, I haven't sat through and watched, because one, that'd be a lot of time, but I just don't I don't think I even have access to all the seasons of Doctor Who, but it's just like a tradition that we watch all the Christmas ones.
They're always good.
Yep. Lindsay and I watch a couple of special ones around the holidays. Let's see. The Doctor, the Widow, and the Wardrobe is our favorite Christmas sort of episode for Doctor Who, and that's a Matt Smith. We also watch Terry Pratchett's Hogfather, and just absolutely adore that. They did not make enough Terry Pratchett movies that were accurate to the books. Yes, I know about the damn Night Watch TV series that was not accurate to anything at all. Yes, I did self-edit. You can imagine my opinion. The animated, there were two animated Terry Pratchett movies. Soul Music and Weird Sisters. And those followed the books very, very faithfully and were incredibly nice. What else? I have a childhood soft spot for the Rankin Bass holiday stop motion animation things. So they're almost claymation, but they're not. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. There's just a plethora of those things. I can't even remember half the titles anymore because I'm not a kid. So I've had lots of other stuff take up my attention in the last 50 years. Be nice to be a kid again. Looking forward to my third childhood. I mean, the second one now. There are so many things that some of us have in common because our ages kind of overlapped and they continued on. Like The Grinch Stole Christmas, the animated, the original cartoon, some of the Charlie Brown stuff.
I love all the Charlie Brown.
Oh yeah, I do too. And I remember
Those are
when
like
they were all new.
classics.
There are things like oh god, I'm a huge Buckaroo Banzai fan, but I've lost all hope of there ever being a sequel because 99% of the actors in that are either aged out or no longer with us.
Oh,
I mean, even Peter Weller is showing his age now, and I'd never thought that would happen. I thought he was a Time Lord. But
you heard they're trying to do a sequel to The Grinch, right?
With Jim Carrey again, aren't they?
Jim Carrey. This is like literally this week. Jim Carrey's publicist said, "No, we're not part of that."
good.
But that doesn't say no, that's not happening. It says no, we're not part of that.
It doesn't matter if they're part of it or not. I'm not watching it. It's live action. Fuck them.
Tell me
Seriously,
how you really feel
I don't
about
even.
it,
I
Dan.
don't even care for Jim Carrey's version. I mean, seriously. Duh.
What did you say, Emily?
I said, tell me how you really feel, Dan.
Yeah.
We don't have enough time left in the show for that.
Oh, yes, we do. But even if we were monetized, we get demonetized in a hurry, if not censored heavily.
I was gonna say we'll just get taken off the air.
What do I got to do? Buy Facebook?
I asked the same thing. I was running shows during the pandemic and literally had artists sending me clips of them saying, "Hey, it's great to be with you. Like, thanks, Zach, for the invite. Pick up a guitar and start playing with their band in a not thumbsing up in a set that they had built to film. So, like, our logo's behind them, and we were live with like 80,000 people watching for our Christmas special. And the second song took us off the air because it got copyright claimed. And I'm like, but there's no way to like pre-file to say like we could challenge it after that we were allowed, and we weren't even monetized. It was just like, oh, you're stealing content. I'm like, the content is being provided by the original people.
Yes. Joe Dog has got copyright strikes over using the Star Spangled Banner.
What?
Joe
I didn't know
Dog
that could be copyrighted. Can that?
Joe Dog got a
variation.
copyright strike over also Sparks Zarathustra, the theme from 2001. We got copyright strikes over my music that I own the copyright to.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
No.
They tried to do that to me in college. I used part of a paper that I wrote the last semester for something, and I just changed part of it or whatnot, and they're like, well, that's plagiarizing. I'm like, how can I plagiarize from myself?
Well, no, there was somebody in an Arab country that claimed they owned the Star Spangled Banner. There was somebody in Europe that claimed they owned Richard Strauss's music that is, 1,000 years old, or well, several hundred anyway. And somebody claimed they own music that I wrote. And I'm going, excuse me.
I wrote that.
I have my copyrights explicitly labeled and posted everywhere. Not only do I own the rights, I am the rights.
I am the rights. Respect my authority.
Well, didn't BKM used to get copyright strikes for the 30-second countdown that StreamYard provides?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Okay, so why would you get strikes for something that StreamYard itself provides?
Because somebody claimed they did it and weren't paid.
Yep.
I had I can't remember if it was from the 30-second countdown or some of the preloaded music that StreamYard has. Before I downloaded, gotten permission from Dan to use his music on my streams, and I'd gotten a copyright strike, so I sent a claim. I sent a claim back. I'm like, well, if you have an issue with this, you might want to take it up with StreamYard since they're the ones providing it. And like an hour later, oh, there's nothing wrong with this. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, really. Opportunistic jerk. Yeah. People will claim they've got the rights to all kinds of things that they do not. But they figure if they can frighten somebody.
Yeah, if they can scare them enough.
Yep. Scam artists will always be with us.
I want someone to claim they have a copyright to the sound I use for the beginning of Behind the Code. The old dial-up internet sound.
Yes.
Tell me you have a copyright on that. I dare you.
And it's a different sound for whatever number that was dialing up. So you can't copyright that because there are too many phone numbers.
You just challenged someone to do it.
I'm sure you did, but
hey, how many people we got watching right now? None.
I can't.
None.
I found it funny that not funny the situation, obviously everything that's happening overseas right now, but a Jewish lawyer decided to trademark the main phrase being used by Hamas and Gaza in their protests, and the trademark passed in the United States, and they now have a lawyer that is actively suing any person that says the phrase and in any protest, in the news, in anything. And I was like, I mean, great business mind, not a great
Oh no, I'm
public
so
image,
curious. Can you say this
but yeah, I'll put
thing
it in
out of
chat.
order? Can you put it in chat? Okay, look, I'm so
put it in chat.
curious now.
I want to read this myself.
I'm want to make sure I get the whole thing that he actively actually trademarked.
Well, you can't copyright titles of things.
I believe that was it. I know for sure up to the C part is correct. I believe that was the correct ending.
Oh, in the private chat. Okay. That sounds like a folk song. It
And I'm
really
like,
does.
I mean, yeah. Oh, no, slightly wrong. Here's the actual one. Just one word different.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's still, I mean,
Yeah, they're saying there's a store that has trademarked the River to Sea Shop LLC had applied for From the River to the Sea as a trademark, and they're now trying to like buy them out so that they can remove that trademark to put it on so they can block it on merch. And I'm like, they are spending so much money.
and no one's going to buy any of your crap anyway.
No.
No one's gonna buy.
You coughed and she vanished. What magic power is this?
No. I tried.
That,
Oh. Well done.
oh,
Well,
he's
you know, the
not-
signal's coming from Canada, so there's a bit of a
Yeah,
delay.
little delay.
Little latency there.
better latent than never.
So if I cough, she goes away. Nope.
I'm not going to tell you what you got to do to bring her back.
No.
No. Not the green room. And even there, I probably wouldn't say it.
No, that's why the green room needs to happen twice a week. Because not the green room tonight is too far away.
Yeah. Well,
Kick me out.
what kicked you out?
I have no idea. Just
My
the
cough.
StreamYard.
Zach coughed and you vanished. I'm blaming him.
It was great. Are you on Chrome by chance?
How did you know?
If you've started to have issues over the next about 3 weeks, it'll continue to deteriorate to being not usable at all.
I've had this thing forever. Please don't say that. No, knock on wood. No.
It can't
My
be
Chrome
all
is fine
right.
on everything else. But when I start trying to work on StreamYard, Chrome decides to crap out.
That's because StreamYard doesn't like Facebook or Chrome or anything else.
But StreamYard. It
Yeah,
only
that's
likes
literally
I
StreamYard.
know. And YouTube doesn't like StreamYard anyway.
I got offered a better promo than StreamYard, so they need to up their Black Friday sales.
Yes, and as to what you were saying, Zach, once I am retired, I do believe that Green Room is not going to be Fridays only anymore
Hell yes, because it's Discord.
because I will be bored out of my
You're just gonna sit in
mind.
there every day, all day, and it's gonna be fantastic.
No, I'm not because I will have to be writing to earn money. But when I have written enough, I will go, bugger this. I'm going to Discord. Anybody busy?
I look forward to it.
Um,
Just gotta do what I do. You set up a Discord, you mute it so I can't hear anybody, and they watch me work. And then they pay for it.
I don't think anybody's going to want to watch me type and get shit-faced drunk.
They watch me edit, and I'm not screen sharing.
I
So
mean,
they see this. This is all they see.
they watch me smoke cigarettes and get shit-faced drunk while I'm on these shows, but on Discord, that may be a more discriminating audience.
$4.99 a month to
As
watch
if-
this.
Oh Lord. Emily, I don't know if you saw any of the announcements I did today, but my Spaceport Bar book is back out on print as ebook and paperback,
Oh,
and
nice.
voice actors are being auditioned now for audiobook versions, and I have been asked to edit a shared universe series of the Spaceport Bar, which is what it already is online, but with people that are actually active nowadays rather than back in the day. It's hard to get in touch with some of the old timers that contributed to the shared universe. There's some of them I wish I could get a hold of because we could get a collection out of all their stuff right now. All I got to do is get their permission and get them to where they can get a contract to sign from my publisher. Can't find 90% of them. Just a very, very few, just a bare handful. So
When did StreamYard bring out a picture-in-picture mode?
never knew that they did.
I've got
didn't.
Dan on this screen, Joe on this screen, and Emily and I are still in the normal thing.
What?
And I can literally drag, like, you are just your own box.
Oh, wait, what? I'm going to try that.
I can make you bigger or smaller, too.
So I think that's actually more of a browser feature.
That's so crazy, though, that it detects each individual Dan, can you do something for me just to see if it does this? Can you put us in something other than this configuration? Is there any options with 4 people? That is, I can still see your guys' backgrounds even though StreamYard has cropped it.
Huh.
Like your full width, I can still see. That's weird. I don't know if I like that or not. I was hovering over me and it had a window and it's like, do you want to pop out? And I was like, pop out what? And then it, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't technology wonderful?
Well, it's wonderful when they tell you it's a feature.
We can drive a car to Mars now. Okay, so it gets lousy gas mileage, but it's electric.
The problem is when it's a bug and they try and bill it as a feature.
Yeah, that I was gonna say it probably is a bug. Let's see, where is Starman? I haven't looked recently. Oh, he's almost back to Earth.
Oh wow.
It has achieved a fuel economy of 22,716 miles per gallon.
Per gallon of electricity.
No, per gallon of fuel from its launch.
Oh,
It
from
launched with
its launch.
126,000 gallons of fuel. If the battery was still working, Starman would have listened to Space Odyssey 575,662 times in one ear, and Is There Life on Mars 775,681 times in the other.
So basically about the same as my wife, who is a very extreme David Bowie fan. Now, I'm a fan, but I'm not that extreme. I kind of like all the young dudes as well.
Coming up on the 4-minute mark.
Ah, yes.
Doesn't feel like it's been 2 hours already.
I know, I got in at the hour mark.
And then we went down that Doctor Who rabbit hole, and that just.
Well, that was a worthwhile rabbit hole. I mean, somebody will be interested in 20,000 years when they finally watch this damn show.
Yeah.
That's if they make it through the first 20 minutes.
They can skip through.
Our conversation during that period was a little interesting.
Yeah,
do share.
We don't have that much time left in the show.
Well, I don't have to go to work in the morning, so even though the show may end, we don't have to leave.
We don't gotta go home.
That's right.
And we can stay here, too.
Yep.
Yes, you can. Contrary to the song's lyrics, we ain't got to go home, but we can stay here.
We played that all the time at the fruit stand. About 3 minutes to close, and all the staff would start singing, and it was great, and customers hated it.
3 minutes.
Yeah. Still, that's a good band.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There are a couple of their songs at Lindsay that I just absolutely love. There's others we probably have never heard. Let's see. 2.5 minutes, 3.5 minutes. I gotta go down the hall. I may be back just in time to hit the end credits.
I'm probably gonna sign out after the show. I gotta do a few other things done, and catching up. Finally caught up on all my indie CD stuff.
Good.
So,
I'll be back as quick as I can.
Caught up until the 4 people I just emailed requesting, what information they want on their profiles gets back to me, and then I'll be behind again. But
the life of a CEO.
Crazy.
Whose bright idea was it to set up this damn site?
I ask myself that every day with the launch pad. I'm like, I love this, but I could have got a normal job and worked 8 hours and come home and had a life.
That's my problem, is I have a day job.
Yeah,
but the problem is it's a night job right now, though.
Yeah, you screwed up.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be so bad if the damn cigarette lighter port in my truck wasn't on the fritz.
Ooh.
It keeps overheating and blowing the fuse, which I normally wouldn't care, but it's also the same fuse that controls my construction lights.
Oh,
nice.
And I'll be damned if I'm sitting on the side of the interstate at night with no construction lights on.
Yeah, that's gonna get you a lot of nowhere.
Yeah. So I am looking at, I just ordered a new toolkit from a new toolkit from the Heart brand, the one that you see at Walmart right now. And they actually have a power inverter that will run off of the batteries that you use on like the drills and stuff. So I'm thinking about picking one of those up and a couple of spare batteries just to be able to...
Oh, I thought it automatically went at the
No.
2-hour mark.
Oh, no,
Oh,
no,
never
no.
mind.
No.
I was just waving because I thought at the 2-hour mark it
Dan's
just
totally
like
gone
started
to bed
playing.
and is just going to leave us here until we all leave. It actually... Oh, he's back. I was going to say, it would have been funny if we just all left and it was just his library screen.
Wouldn't be the first damn time.
No, Dan has never fallen asleep on a live stream.
I often fall asleep on a live stream, but good Lord,
I need to go look for
while I'm still awake, everybody leaves anyway because I'm boring. Okay.
So what you're saying is I have to go find your old live streams that are like 8 hours long.
The ones that I haven't deleted, yeah.
Aww.
Good luck. And I have actually re-edited some of those so that they're
people pay $top to watch
stupid.
people sleep these days, though, Dan.
They don't pay me.
Well, you're not on Twitch.
Probably never will be.
Dan in a hot tub sleep stream. I mean,
hey, yeah, if I was in a hot tub, there would be something for somebody to watch. If only flatulence making extra bubbles. It would work for Joe Dog.
Donna would never leave her office again.
Hey, if I take my shirt off, Donna would never leave her office again.
That's true too.
And on that note,
I don't see what the fascination is with some old gray-haired guy with Brillo pad chest hair. Seriously, I don't get it. I don't get it. The only thing I could figure is it's the voice. There's an actor to being addicted to the voice.
Mm.
And then, Dawn got a little bit of a back rub at the convention, and I'm going, I'm not going to be able to run her off with whips and chains and hand grenades now.
No, you are not.
Yeah.
You're stuck now.
Well, I just do this stuff and it blows up in my face, and then
and it blows up in my face.
All right, that's not the one I was looking for. These are not the droids you were looking for.
Where are they?
I think they're at the bar. Not that bar, but the robot bar.
The cantina?
No, not that bar, but the robot bar, where no humans allowed here. You can't come in. Droids only. And I'm going, hey, I think I could slip by. I can pretend to be one of my characters who's an android. All I had to do is blow up a couple of planets, and I'll pass. Security monitors aren't all that damn intelligent. I mean, seriously. It's just like slipping the guy at the bar, at the door of the bar, a 20 to be able to get in, and then you find out there's a 3-drink minimum. And the band sucks. Yes, I've been to country music bars before. All right. I can't find the thing that I was going to use for the surprise ending for tonight's show, but I do know the regular ending, so we will just go ahead and do that. Like I said, you don't have to leave. We just have to go off the air.
Yeah.
So let me make sure I click the outro and not the intro again, which I have done several times in the past, just because I forgot to scroll down one extra notch. For anybody that is watching this at a later date, thank you for being here. And we will see you once again when the time rolls around. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Transmission overload. System will shut down. System will shut down. System will shut down.